If you have seen our first video, you will know that we try to provide an overview of what we mean by setting regional context to orientate our life cycle projects and questions, and why it is important for a bio-based economy. In this video, we will try to explain how we developed a life cycle assessment approach which fits to one of the contexts previously outlined. After we figured out the different regional contexts, we decided what we needed to match the goal of our particular project was to conduct a life cycle assessment for regional bioenergy systems already established, was a within regional context. With this, the boundaries were set to the regional foreground, but of course, not forgetting that our activities in the region, using the example of biodiesel production, can also lead to indirect or upstream and downstream burdens outside of the region. To start, very simply, we came up with a modelling approach which we called RELCA. The objective of RELCA is to establish a regionally distributed life cycle inventory which combines both regional bioenergy technologies with their associated biomass feedstocks for an entire region. The main modelling steps of RELCA involved the first step, the crop allocation modelling step, or CRAM-MOD, was used to generate the potential biomass availability or regional distribution of energy crops, which could theoretically be used by regional bioenergy systems. This was done by combining regional cropping statistics with crop preferences, such as soil, climate, or field slope. The second step, the biomass inventory modelling step, or BioMod, was used to develop the mass and energy balances, or inputs and emissions, relating to the cultivation of the associated energy crops used in the bioenergy system of interest. This was done for each grid cell which we had allocated across our region. The third step, the conversion plant modelling step, or CP-MOD, was used to develop representative bioenergy plant models, process-based, for the bioenergy conversion systems in the region, along with the determination of their spatial distributions across our region. In other words, where were they located? The fourth step, the catchment modelling step, or CAM-MOD, was used to assign the regionally distributed bioenergy crops to the various bioenergy conversion plants across the region. Steps 1 to 3 deal mostly with calculating the mass and energy flows, as well as the direct emissions, i.e. those generated within our region, such as soil nitrous oxide or the exhaust emissions from tractors harvesting biomass, for example. In these steps, we also calculate the demand for importing auxiliaries into our region, such as fertilizers, diesels or pesticides, as a result of producing biodiesel. What we then do to tie up all the calculations done in the previous 3 steps is to use catchment delineations to sum up what inputs and emissions are associated with our individual biodiesel plants. We can then link this to the next and final step. The fifth and final step, the non-regional inventory modelling step, or NORI-MOD, is used to identify and link the indirect upstream emissions to the direct emissions produced within the region. While it's nice to see there's a model built, what do our results actually look like? The output of the model indicated the performance of each biodiesel catchment within our region, the potential regional trends for greenhouse gas emissions across the region, and thus the environmental performance of our region biodiesel production in relation to climate change. It also enabled us to explore the results in many interesting ways, such as a hotspot analysis. Here we use GIS software to tell us where our greenhouse gas emissions are statistically higher within our region, or hotspots, shown here in red, and where they are statistically lower, cold spots, shown here in blue. Thus, giving us an idea of the conditions or management practices which may need to be altered within our biodiesel configurations to bring down the greenhouse gas balances associated with producing regional biodiesel. While we try to explain RELCA relatively simply here, we still need to point out that quite an extensive inventory is required, which is both regionally and spatially orientated, from plant locations to soil and climate data, and to finding the appropriate means of simulating the regional cropping distributions. Much of this work is done with a combination of GIS, MATLAB, and different life cycle assessment tools. If you'd like to find out more about the RELCA modelling approach, you can take a look at our paper. It's a bit more scientific. We hope you've enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching.